Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using the Twilight collection from One Canoe Two. I've had this collection for quite a while and have barely dug into it, so I figured it was time. I have a photo of my parents that has just been hanging out in my she shed, and I figured it was time to scrapbook it. And so I was actually looking for some different embellishments and came across a different One Canoe Two chipboard sticker sheet and saw the title Lucky in Love, and it was in pink, and I figured that was kind of the perfect title for the picture. And so I kind of went into my stash to find what would kind of go with it, and this collection was the winner, partly because my mom's sweater is kind of a bright orangish red, and that plaid paper in the back happened to kind of be the same paper or the same color. So that's kind of how I came to this collection. So you can see that I kind of just did a border around that navy. I wanted a barrier, I guess, between the two pattern papers. Even though the navy paper has a subtle pattern, I still wanted kind of a barrier between the two. But also didn't want to waste that big chunk of paper, and so I just kind of cut I guess the inside out, because I knew I only needed two sides for the border. So I was able to then use it for the photo mat, and it worked out really nice. I did actually triple mat that photo white, kind of the lighter coral, and then that bright I guess brighter coral, because it's not really orange and it's not really red, just to kind of give the picture a little bit more size as well. So you can see that I have everything kind of down to the right. I've done this on layout before, I believe, and just like the way it looked. Knew I had a large title with just one photo, so I knew it would kind of work well for this layout. I did want to spruce up the bottom a little bit. I didn't want the title just to be kind of floating in thin air, and so that is why I am adding these flags underneath the photo here. And I have the 6x6 paper pad, so I decided to use that, and knew that that would be underneath of the photo, so it didn't matter if it overlapped or not. And then I went into the 12x12 paper pad and found the pink polka dotted paper. And I like the way that that looked, but it kind of wanted a darker color to break those two up. And so I actually end up using a piece of scrap from kind of that navy background paper. I think it works though, because it is, it has a different pattern paper on either side of it. And I just really like the way that that looked. Like I said, I wanted a darker color in there, and I knew I wanted a third piece, a third flag, I guess. So I have lots of these stickers and embellishments for this one, like too much almost. I think I got it on sale at Joann's, if I'm going to be completely honest, and kind of went crazy. I have two of the ephemera packs, two of the sticker sheets, the project pad, and I have barely touched the collection at all, which is crazy because I absolutely love it. I think it is gorgeous, and maybe that's why, because One Canoe Two has not, or is not, doing any more scrapbooking collections, and so I think maybe that's why I'm kind of hoarding my One Canoe Two supplies. But it's time that I dig into them, because I have a lot of all of the collections. This is where I struggle with this layout. I love the title, love that banner sticker. I end up loving the cluster I'm going to add to the bottom. That top right is a pain, I guess. I was trying to use up some of the larger floral pieces, but didn't like how they crept into my photo, which I guess I could have just placed them underneath, but the way that they're kind of rounded made it feel like I should kind of overlap it onto my photo. See, that one there is not too bad now that I'm looking at it from back here, but in the moment, I just didn't like how the leaves were, like, I don't know, creeping on the photo, I guess. So I am going to leave that for now. That's not how it ends. But you'll see how I struggle some more. But I really did like the kind of mason jar floral and then the other simple floral piece down at the bottom. So I committed to that and went back to the top to see what I could do. I thought about, I've seen people do like upside down, like flags like that, but with a banner on the left hand side. I just did not like the way that that looked, you know, with them going in opposite directions, and so I am not going to use those. I did, you know, try to just find things that were already cut or in the ephemera packs to use. Even layering like that, I just did not care for those. So I am going to end up changing that. I did add 3 little phrase stickers to the bottom cluster, which I love. It says inspiring, so very blessed and grateful. My parents have been married for 38 years, I believe. Yes, that would make sense. I believe it's 38 years. So I felt like those quotes kind of were appropriate. So I am going back to the top right to figure out the cluster. Found like this little journaling bit, just to maybe do the year. I believe they were in Mexico, maybe. This photo was taken. I have to double check that, but I believe that's where they were, and so I want to kind of just jot that down. I ended up cutting apart a sticker. It was just too large for what I wanted, and so I just cut it apart and used the smaller piece as a layering piece there. I believe that one kind of floral cluster is up on some foam tape, maybe. And then I'm just going to go through and add some hearts. Pop that one up on some foam tape. And I had a couple of hearts in the ephemera pack, but then lots of them on the sticker sheet as well. So I decided to add a couple of smaller ones to the top. There's gold and then a light pink. I had already added some, I guess, to the bottom cluster, and then decided just to spruce up the title a little bit more and add a cluster of 3 there as well. And then that is going to finish off this layout. I absolutely love this layout, love the way that it turned out. And I don't always match the papers with the picture colors, but I am so pleased that I found papers that matched, you know, my mom's sweater, and just love the way that it all looks together. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.